Parque de la Conservación. This is the Medellín Zoo. Welcome back everyone, Medellín, Colombia. We are back out today on a nice sunny morning, and we are here today to see the famous Parque de la Conservación. Parque de la Conservación. This is the Medellín Zoo. And normally, I've said this in previous videos, I don't really like zoos because they kind of feel like animal jail a lot of the times, but this place actually has an emphasis on conservation, which I like a lot. That kind of a zoo I will definitely go to. So that's what we're doing today, so come along. Thanks for clicking on the video. If you want to help out the channel and help it grow, I really would appreciate it. Click on the like button down there, the subscribe button, and the little bell next to it to be notified for when new videos drop. It really helps the channel grow because it's going to help the YouTube algorithm recognize this content and spread it to other YouTube viewers. If you'd like to support the channel monetarily, I would appreciate that as well. You can leave a super thanks by clicking this thanks button here and give a small donation to the channel. I appreciate your support. So back to the video. Enjoy. Here we are inside Parque de la Conservación. They have a map right inside. It was 34,000 Colombian pesos to get in, which is, I don't know, about $7-8 or so. Of course, here at the Parque de la Conservación, there's lush wildlife everywhere, which of course is just a Colombia thing, a Medellín thing, and Bogotá también, where we were. Oh wow. Macaws. We're seeing our first animals right here. Look at this. A beautiful scarlet macaw. Let's see, it looks like also we may be able to see iguana in here. We may be able to see iguana in here, which would be interesting. We actually saw iguana in the Jardín Botánico here in Medellín. We saw one iguana. Oh, look at this. Hold on. Right on the other side of these leaves, of that foliage, I see a lot of what I think are flamingos. Let's go check it out. Let's see if we can see some flamingos. Oh, before we do, it's a cassowary. Check it out. Cassowary. Oh, there he goes. Big dinosaur bird. That is a dinosaur right there. Look at that thing. A dinosaur, total dinosaur. Now, like I said, we're here in the morning. We got here more or less like 45 minutes after the place opened, which is really nice because I imagine today is a weekend, so I imagine it's going to be getting very, very crowded in a little bit. But look at these flamingos. We may actually be able to see a good amount of the animals in here before it gets super crowded, which would be really nice. Let's see, there's a group of people over here, so there must be an animal.
La mamá, su esposo, vive en el Jaime Duque porque ella se suponía que ya no iba a tener más crías. Entonces, como ella se suponía que no iba a tener más crías, nos hizo la misma que la osa y nos salió con la sorpresa de que sí podía. Entonces, cuando ella tiene la cría, de inmediato se busca trasladar al macho porque en los hipopótamos se pueden aparear con su familia. Entonces, por ejemplo, el macho hubiera podido preñar a la mamá y a la hija. Entonces, para parar, claro, y para parar con esta reproducción, fue mejor que sacáramos al macho. Para trasladarnos en aviones cargueros en helicóptero.
This is maybe the closest I've ever been to a hippo in my entire life. And I'm a little freaked out because those things are terrifying. But you can see our iguana friend out there warming up in the sun and our hippo friends cooling off in the water. Right now, only the very, very top of its back. Here he comes. He's coming back.
Ya cuando se les enseña y aprendieron es como listo, perfecto, mandémosles. Ellas acá pesan 1500 y 1000 kilos la hija. Son muy grandes. El estanque se les
You got camera shy. You got camera shy. Went back under the water. Oh.
Esto se vacía por completo, se recoge todo el popó y el popó va para compostando. Ellas hacen popó en el agua y es por eso que el agua aquí no dura limpia.
Yo.
O sea, ayer el agua apenas
Hippopotami.
y el agua salió del estadio. El agua no puede ver. Y ellas hacen tanto popó que nos dejan así. Eso sí, siempre pueden tirar. Mira, porque ellas casi siempre les
Up there.
estar en el agua para mantenerlo.
2 iguana, 3 iguana, 4, many iguanas. Man, I was super excited when we were at the Jardín Botánico and we saw that 1 iguana. And here we are, and there are several. And 2 hippopotami. Very cool. Very cool. All right, we're moving on. Here we have right here a lion. Or, well, a lioness, I guess. Just chilling, hanging out in the shade. Can't see if there are more in this this little enclosure here. I think there's like an indoor section, of course, too, but there may be more inside. And just one that decided to come out here and hang out. Very chill. Very tranquil. Here we have the Cocina Animal, the animal kitchen, where they're preparing food. Staff is preparing food for the animals. Very cool. Very cool to see. I like that they show like how they prepare the food for the animals. It's not all just done behind the scenes. You can actually go up and see how it happens. Here we have a large sort of mixed enclosure. Oh look, we have an iguana. We have a couple of I don't know what. We gotta find a sign. We gotta find a sign and find out what these are. They're just hanging out with their iguana friend. We have a giant dinosaur bird, ostrich, I believe. And, oh, that's a secretary bird back there. Those secretary birds, those things are crazy. They look cool. Look at that thing. And a zebra. Zebra back there. Hanging out. So it is an antelope, I was right. Cervicapra. Antelope cervicapra. I think it's possible the iguanas are not even really part of any of these exhibits or enclosures. They own this place. Because I mean, look at the environment, right? It's a lush environment. And there's food like all over the ground basically because they're feeding the other animals. I'm pretty sure these iguanas are just living the life here at the Parque de la Conservación. Now we're on the other side of the flamingos being very, very loud over there. And we can see this scarlet macaw here. Beautiful. Again, gorgeous scarlet macaw. Oh, there's another one over here on the ground. Really beautiful. Oh, and that blue and yellow one is I don't remember the name.
Por favor, no saltes en ellas y evita causar un accidente. Ayúdanos a cuidar este espacio recreativo.
It's also a macaw. I think it's maybe just blue and yellow macaw, I think is the name. There is also a crossbreeded version of the two that's like red but also kind of blue and yellow. They call it a Catalina macaw. But these two are very, very cool, very chill. Good to see, like I said, in a zoo or a conservation park or something like that, aviary. Got these green ones here too, which are, what are these? These are Huacamaya militar. Very cool. They sort of blend in a little bit. They're blending in with the foliage. And you have random squirrels that are also running through like all of these enclosures. I've seen them everywhere. And these two showing off. Here we have one of the animals that I am familiar with from the United States. In many places in the United States, the white-tailed deer. There they are. Try and get the camera through the fence. The white-tailed deer and an iguana, of course. See, this is what I'm talking about. The white-tailed deer in there, they're eating. They got, fresh, delicious veggies to eat. And these two iguana are just like, this is their spot. That's the thing. Iguanas, they're pretty chill. So I feel like the other animals get along with them. And, like I said, there's just food everywhere. There's free food for them everywhere. Move on. And look at this. Another country, another word for capybara. In Argentina, they were carpinchos, and here, chigüiros. chigüiros. Let's see if we can see some. Man, I've been on this like elusive hunt to see capybaras. We were at the Parque in Buenos Aires, where they call them carpinchos, and they were supposed to be there. I heard that they were going to be there, and they weren't. There were none. We didn't see any. But maybe here, if you want to watch that video about the Parque in Buenos Aires, that's a really interesting place as well. It's like an open air conservation. It basically, like, it used to be the Buenos Aires Zoo, and now it's just sort of an open park that you can walk through, and there's a lot of different animals that just sort of roam around the park. Still no capybaras. Plenty of iguanas though. This iguana here literally just living, hanging out in the feeder. Okay guys, finally, for the first time in our entire trip here, we have seen right there in the center island, a capybara, a carpincho, a chigüiro. We've learned so many different names for this creature. We've wanted to see one for so long, and there he is right there, just hanging out, chilling. Like the most chill animals on the planet. Friends with everyone. Nicknamed nature's chairs because they just sort of lounge around and other animals sit on top of them. The capybara, the carpincho, the chigüiro. Mark this day. We have seen it here today in Medellín. We've been to many cities, we've been to many countries, and finally here we have seen the capybara. More iguanas. These guys are everywhere. Here in the primate area, and the staff member there told me that these are animals that are like heavily trafficked here in Colombia, which is very sad, of course, but it is something that happens. It is something that we know about. They're trafficked for like the pet trade. People want them as exotic pets. There's one up there hanging out. But you know, these are animals that are extremely active, very, very smart. And very, very complex, psychologically, emotionally, very complex animals. It's hard to keep as a pet. Very hard to keep them as a pet and to provide the kind of environment that's going to be like a good environment for them. These little guys here. Tití panameño. Tití panameño. These guys are very active. It's a little hard to get a shot of them. They keep jumping all over everywhere. Very cool little guys though. Titi panameño. So this whole section is titis, which I think are marmosets. I think titi is the Spanish for marmoset. Because up there in the corner, you can see a pygmy marmoset. These are like the smallest of them. All the different kinds of marmosets. Marmosets are already very, very small. But that one is like extremely tiny, these pygmy marmosets. Look at them moving very, very slowly up there on that branch. I think there's a couple more in here, but it's hard to see. It's a bit of a glare on the glass, and most of the enclosure is in darkness. These are mono araña, spider monkeys. Hanging out up here, the top of the enclosure, having a little snack. There goes one of them. Heading back towards the back part. This dude's up here finishing his snack. Didn't want that part. Didn't like that part either. Forget that. He's picky. Very cool. His friend is making a lap here. Oh, there's another one. Have some more in here. A little hard to see. The glass is a little, it's like a little glare on the glass, but these dudes are just chilling. Like I said before, you know, they're very social animals, right? Largely. Apes, monkeys, largely social creatures. Which is why, you know, it's very, very, it's usually very rough when they're kept as pets. Oftentimes, you know, someone buys one, they get one as a pet, right? In the illegal pet trade, the trafficking, animal trafficking trade. And then you get this one, you just get this one, like, highly depressed monkey that's supposed to be, you know, socializing with its friends. And instead, it ends up alone, you know, living in your house in Texas or something like that. This guy's up close here. Just chilling by the glass. These guys are marimonda. Marimonda. Here the mono ardilla. Mono ardilla. Mono ardilla is a squirrel monkey. I think ardilla means squirrel. I think these are squirrel monkey. He's back there, you see him? Just hanging out. Oh, there he goes. Coming up the branch. Hiding behind the tree. Okay. That's cool. Here there's a rather large enclosure. These are what are these guys? Oh. This is way up in the trees there. These are mono care blanco. Mono care blanco, white-faced monkey. A little hard to see him through the glass. But they're in there. They're up in the tree. Riding around the ropes. There's lots of different ropes that sort of run through here. They let them climb on. One of them right here. Here we have not a monkey, but the Zorro de Monte. Zorro de Monte. There he is. Right there. Just hanging out, chilling. Nice warm sun. There's a couple of them in there rolling around. There he goes. Oh, little South American and Central American pig creatures, little pigs. From this region, the whole lot of South America and up into Central America and Mexico. Okay, we're beginning to run a little bit low on battery, but we still have the felinos, wildcats, crocodiles, red howler monkey, mono, aludor, rojo, and an aviary, which I think is through here. Here we have either leopard or jaguar. A little hard to see, glare on the glass, but he's in there. He's in there hanging out. I'm looking at him, and he doesn't care about me. That's good. I'm glad. Oh, there he goes. I'd much rather that this thing doesn't care about me than he's looking at me like, you know, like, gee, I wonder what that guy's head tastes like. Here the ocelot. Ocelote. This is an albino ocelot. Albino ocelot currently sleeping. Albino ocelot. But there's a whole story. A whole story of the albino ocelot born, I guess, here. And of course, this is one of the good things about a zoo, a conservation zoo like this. Albino ocelot, that thing would never survive in the wild. The ocelot needs the spots on the coat. It needs that specific coat for camouflage to be able to hunt. Without that thing would just be abandoned at birth and just die. So the fact that it is alive here in the Parque de la Conservación is good. The puma that we see here in the Parque de la Conservación has these like very milky eyes, which makes me think that the cat is actually blind. And also, when I watched him more, he made a very like repetitive route around the enclosure, meaning that like he probably is blind and is, or at least severely vision impaired, and is doing his route by memory. And this is another situation where it's really good that there's a Parque de la Conservación, because a blind puma would never survive in the wild. So at least here, the puma gets to have, some semblance of a nice life here in the Parque de la Conservación. Here's the sign about the most trafficked birds. Las aves más traficadas. Loros and guacamayas. So like parrots and macaws, canaries, toucans, hawks, falcons, and eagles. And the birds suffer throughout the entire trafficking process. Severe malnutrition, stress from transportation, death from suffocation and starvation. It's bad news. It's bad news. A lot of people who end up getting one of these as pets, they don't realize, where they come from. They come from usually an entire continent away. They have to be captured, transported. Not a good deal. Another reason to come to a zoo maybe and see one in a conservation environment, and don't have one in your house. Last but not least here on the tour, the aviario, the aviary. This, you can't see it in the video, but on the other side of this peacock doing the display, there is a female peacock ignoring him. Right there. She is totally ignoring him. Man, look at that. Incredible. That's like evolution taken to the extreme, right? We're going to evolve mating displays. And we're just going to take that to the extreme. Peacocks, they're crazy. Beautiful. Beautiful parrots here. Loros. Some little ground birds. I don't know what these are. Well, that's basically it. We've seen everything there is to see here at the Parque de la Conservación, and I think we're headed towards the exit here. Running very low on battery anyway on the camera, down below 10%, so I think it's time to call it for this video. We saw a lot of good stuff here, a lot of cool animals. I learned a lot about the conservation efforts that they do here, especially for like the endangered and heavily trafficked monkeys and exotic birds that are native to not just Colombia but also like other parts of South America. But just a very, very cool experience here at the park. I really enjoyed it. And of course, we got to see a capybara. That was nice, because man, we've been waiting a long time to see one of those. So very glad that we did. And we're right here by the entrance where we came in. So that's going to be it. Hope you enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed making it. And stick around, there's going to be more coming from here in Medellín, Colombia. And we will see you in the next one.